Listening to PM Tonga with John Pulu.
Ni Sampulovinaka na turanga ke na marama ho e ki pemwe kakai whanua. You are listening to PMN Tonga. It's 4:32 for us here in Tāmaki Makaurau. Ka koe mominiti koula koe ni. Whiawhia pito e polo kalama ke whawhiloa ki atuai a Ofa Tu'itupou Mafi from the Salvation Army. Ofa, maloi tau mau e whiawhini.
Maloi tau mau ki he awhawha ofa koe ni.
Whawhetai. Now, Ofa, your role with the Salvation Army, koe ngau e mahuinga fo ke Salvation Army ke tokoni ki he ngahi whamiri koe nuk nau si whaingata ia, those who are finding it tough at the moment. And my understanding is they've recently opened their first medical centre in Royal Oak here in Auckland. Can you tell us about why this came about, Ofa, Kaitaki?
Yes, tau whakatapat pehe, whakatapu ko osi, whaiat ki moa ka ata ke whaha ki I tala noa. Kaunga ki he io ke hauora o maui koe the Royal Oak Clinic. Ka katakpe ka o whakamatala whakapili tānia tupe, ka koe ngā pe e hataha o ku whakamatala tu e alea whakatonga te utoki lava pe o whakamatala. Kia ora whanau, and thank you John Bulu and the team for actually giving me this opportunity to come in and just have a little kōrero or a little talk o Talanoa around how this hauora, as we call it, is the clinic for Royal Oak. I actually am working in the Royal Oak Ministries where a lot of our whānau has come through ever since COVID hit, that we have noticed that there's not only food, because when people see the shield as Salvation Army, they think, oh, there, we can go there, it's for food. But we don't only support in food, but we do support in other things like social work, financial mentor, and clothing. And as the reason why this clinic came about was we had rapid support around our actual holistic approach around food, mea kai, and kai, and then we had clothing to clothe our whānau. But there was something missing is our whānau's mental health. And as you may know, going through with with the policies and everything going around our transitioning housing, a lot of our whānau are getting sick. And when they get sick, where do they go to? They go to the doctors. But in saying that, when they go to the doctors, some families, they find it hard to pay to see the doctors. And so it came about with another, it's one of our organizations, but they're called ASARs, and they do addiction and suicide also. And they had come around like saying, look, we've got the family stores that we can give clothing for our whānau. We've got the ministries where we can holistically help them with financial, social work and transitioning housing. But where does our whānau go when they feel sick? So that's what came around. And then also we decided it's a one-stop shop where our families or our whānau don't need to run around. Gas is very high right now, and they can just come in. The family store there, the ministry store is there, and now that's how our clinic stores came about. There was, before our hauora came around with the doctors, we did have our bridge program, which there was some clinical sites on site, in the Salvation Army services, but we didn't have the whole rapid support around, and that's how our clinic came about.
It's a much needed service. Pego mo'oni foki with the inflation, o ilonga pito I he mahuinga kone koloa, everything's going up. And so that means it's a bit, I guess, less money to spend on other things. But tell me, what are you hearing and seeing since the centre opened? Are you finding more people have come to the shop under the one umbrella of the Salvation Army?
Yes, so what we've seen, the hauora shop has just been open a week, And what we have seen is the transitioning and the transparent of families coming through with their, it's the 2 weeks holidays now. And so the children are coming through and they're feeling a bit sick and, and like I say, they come through and they're finding that it's much easier. I think the best thing is our cultural approach. And when they come through and they see a brown face like my face, it's very easy for them to come in and walk and feel welcome into the actual community, and that plays a big part in what we do. But we are very busy. Not only we have our internal referrals, but we do get community now coming through and using the clinic. And I think the best part of it is actually having, like I said, the whole one-stop shop.
So
it's good, and it's mawhana that I can see a lot of our kāinga coming through, and because I think they see that my face has been on television, and they know that I'm a Tongan, is that they come in, they're like, oh, ko wheta hene koe na ase TV ke tokoni, and it's good, because then I'm happy that our family and our kāinga are reaching out to us, and they're feeling comfortable, and they're not manatu koe tau kāinga koe, we are always to reach out, but it's good that we have that transparent around that. So yeah.
Morning, Pito, and as you mentioned, having a Pacifica person, pea toi tau te whito ki ai koe tau taha tonga koe. Nau toi ongo, nau kike nau toi ongo sia, nau tol he taimi koe, nau waka e tau, wai taha tonga ai. And then of course, nau ki ongo I whia maari ke lava whakamatala ngahi, mea he rea whakatonga.
Yeah, and not only John Bulu, we have Tongan. We have a multicultural team here, which is terrific. Like, we have our Samoan. We have Chile from Poland, and we've just got diverse, a multicultural, which and it's great.
Well, I hope this service would definitely alleviate or take a bit of pressure off some of our families who are finding it tough. Aia ko au kalani pe o kui aia senta koe ni o kike taha whaitu
yes, so we are the first ever in actually Auckland to have this clinic open. If it
we may have
if successful, we might look, but at the moment we are at Royal Oak.
And Ofa, what is your message? Ka pawai ha ngahi whamiri tonga o ngā whanongo mai o mea mai ki he ki polo kalama koe nuk whakahoko pia mo koe mai he Salvation Army. What's your message for them? Because we're, as we mentioned earlier, I ma mo ngo I fia koe ke kore tokoni. But what's your message for families who will, benefit from the service that you and your team offer?
Yeah, my message is that we our shield plays it well, and our shield says we don't discriminate, we don't judge. We are there to help anyone. I mean, we can help you. I mean, and if we can't, there are solutions that we can with our other networks. But to our kāingas, mohau he koe ngā koe mā whanai e mau ngā we, koe ngā ke mau ilo, te mau lava tokoni ka mau tolu. Hange la whoki John o ki ai pē taime o tau māka, koe taime koni, koe taime whainga tāpa, ko whema pāwea ke mohau pē o kole tokoni. And there will never be a close down to say, no, we can't help you. And we are there to transform lives and reform the society that we work in our everyday lives.
Whakamālora hea tuki a koe, Ofa. Thank you, sis, for the work that you and the team, but the wider team. He ko maua lawei pehe motuani ai ngawe mahuinga mo maonga ai Salvation Army, not just here in Aotearoa, but in the Pacific region in times of need. O ku iai maupe ai tokoni. Ka koe whika telefoni koe ni ka pau whe mau ha whakaiki ki he Salvation Army, their general numbers. If you want to get in touch, we have here 04-802-6269 ki he ngahi general inquiries. Ka pau whi mau ha tokoni me ai koe noa wha 802-6269 pe ko o wakaihake pe online ki he salvationarmy.org.nz. Ofa lahi atu Ofa, thank you so much for the opportunity. Keep up the great work.